Hey, it's Brandon Doherty. Thank you for joining me for another vlog on moving forward. And I appreciate you coming to my vlog. Today, I want to show you how to use Google Slides and some of the ways that you can make a presentation and use some of the features of Google Slides to make it more presentable to the students. And I mean, you can do anything you want, anything that helps that is your style. I just find this if you do a little work in the beginning, it really makes things much easier as you move on in the presentation and move on in the making of the slides. All right, so you have your typical slide, right? Okay, so um, at first, now I'm doing this for math. Of course, any subject is valid to do Google Slides, or any subject. I mainly do it for math and science. I find social studies. I'm really proficient in social studies. I don't. I find too much presentation to fourth graders is like, especially wonky stuff in math and science. They're actually like doing stuff as you're presenting, so it's a little bit more interactive. That being said, you can do anything you want. But I usually just, because if you really did it for all your subjects, you could just spend your entire planning prep teacher life outside of school on just doing Google Slides for every subject, and you'd be like, you wouldn't have a life. So I just do it for two subjects. All right. So I have my slide. Okay. Now, to make it a little bit more condensed, okay, I've gone to format options and size and rotation. Um, I'm going to make this more like a piece of paper, like the students would get a piece of paper, and make this 8.5 by 11. And the format options, you just simply right click and you can bring up the format options box. So that is done, as you can see. All right, the next thing is you want to add an additional tech window, and you want to insert text box. Okay, you're going to make a little, no, you're going to make a whiteboard, essentially, is what you're going to do here. Okay, and this I'm going to make, well, let me just make, so here's you want to make your fill color something that the students can see. So white is the best. And then you want to expand that, center it up, and you should see some like red lines that help you center it. Okay. So now you want to make this like 10 by like 7.5, since your width of your main slide is 8.5 by 11. So there you go. So now you want to center that and see where that red line is. That helps you with the centering there, right there. Okay. All right. So you have a little bit. Let me bring that down a little bit. Okay. There you go. No, that's not really that great. There. Okay, that's good. All right. So now you want to do a border. Okay. And, you can make it any kind of border, but black. Don't get overly fancy with this portion. You're just making a slide that's going to be easy to read for you, for the students. Okay. So you've done your formatting. Now you're ready to add your text. So since this is a math activity, I like to do some fluency practice. So I'm going to add another another text box to this. Okay. And I'm just going to type in fluency. Okay. Um, you can like enlarge it however you want to enlarge it. Again, you want to make it seeable. So let's try 60. If that's good for you, you also still have a lot of room. Go 70. I like 70. Pretty easy to see. So now you just want to center that. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's my eyes. I don't see everything. Okay, so fluency, there it is. It's centered. Now you could also fill this box so the students aren't seeing like white on white. So your fill color for this should be, let's go to the bucket. You can do yellow. That looks pretty good. And since it's consistent with what the other ones are like, I'm going to keep it that. Okay, so now you want to do your fluency. So you want to insert another text box, and then you want more space for this. Um, there it is, and that's in line. There you go. So now you can do your, let's see, I'm trying to, okay, equivalent fractions. So 4/12, 3/6, and let's see, 5/20. 5/20. 5/20. Okay. So obviously these are your fluency, this is your fluency check. So I'm going to increase this to, um, let's see what 60 looks like. Oop, you're off the page. That's not good. Going up. Okay, so let's try 50. You're still outside the box. 40? Oh, you got to be kidding me. All right, let's try just the 40, and then I'll do the do the. So 4/12s. There is 5/20s, and what did I say the other one is? 3/8. No, 6/12s. Okay. Like, all right, so now you're like, okay, so now spacing, you want these a little spaced out so the students can actually see them or actually do them. But you also want to, I mean, now you're like, okay, well, that's great, but how do they really know what to do? Oh, I didn't add directions. So you add in the next text box, which so you go a little bit down from here. Okay. So reduce the following fractions to get their equivalent. To get their equivalents. I mean, it's probably not worded the best. Reduce the following fractions to get their equivalents. It's probably not the best way to word that, but since you probably already did like simplification, since you already did like simplification in the previous unit, now you want to add, reduce. So now this is what that looks like presentation wise. Okay, so fluency, reduce the following fractions to get their equivalents, and the students would do them. And then, of course, now you could, you can. The great thing about slides is, you can use the little pointer. The best thing that I learned this year with slides is this part where it adds the captions. I'm telling you, this is a huge. This was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they actually have this. So it was terrific that they did. So now you can go 412 and then it equals 1/3. And then some student will go, what was that? I didn't hear it. It's 1/3. It's here. Somebody else, can't you read? So no. Um, so therefore, you have, there's your fluency, there's your slide, and you can sort of, again, you can sort of build it any which way you want. But everybody has their own way. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you quick is another great thing about Google Slides is that it allows you to hyperlink one slide with the next slide or one slide with a web page. So in this case, here, what I did was I right clicked on here, and you can see where it says link. Okay, so it's already linked. So it's the lesson one, and it's linked with the next slide. So I don't have to do anything else. So when I go to present, and I'm in my table of content section, and I want to go to, after I did my fluency, you've introduced it, you want to go to your first lesson. Okay, I can statement an essential question. What does it mean for two fractions to be equivalent? You could discuss that. And then I can explain why two fractions are equivalent, which is your I can statement. And again, you want to make sure that the captions are on, obviously, prior to when you do this. So here's lesson one. I can, your essential question, what does it mean for two fractions to be equivalent? And then you can discuss that. And then you say, I can explain why two fractions are equivalent. That's your activity. That's your can do's, I can statement. And you can go from there. So essentially, that is what you can do to build, uh, to use Google Slides in a productive way. Because now you have the slide, and all you need to do is hit duplicate slide for as many slides as you need. And you just don't have to keep on building, I have to do the same thing, all that stuff. No, you have the slide. You can just fill it in the way you want to fill it in. And obviously, you can do more, you have more formatting options um, at your disposal. All right. So that's it. And I hope you enjoy. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get myself. I hope you enjoy you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll talk to you on the other side. This is Brandon Doherty saying adios, and I will see you on the next episode of Moving Forward.